First of all, let me show you what we're working on before I draw it. We are working on this spring hanger right here. Okay, I know the bumper bracket's covering it, but this spring hanger right here is bolted on. And I'll explain to you how and why it's bolted on and whatever it is. This is the one I want to put the additional bolt in, which I feel I need for safety. I don't think I need it, but it'll make me feel a lot better. I've been wanting to do it actually since after I finished the car. So let's draw this out. Basically, this is what you just looked at from the side in so many words. It's shapes something like this. It doesn't really matter the shape. And there's the hole drilled through it. And there's the bolt that goes through it to hold it. Okay? So, inside this thing, there's a grade 8 bolt here. Grade 8 bolt here. 1/2 inch thread, not 1/2 inch head. I think it's a 5/8, 11/16 head. Grade 8. Now, this is hooked to 1/4 inch plate. On the back side of the 1/4 inch plate is a grade 8 nut welded to it. So I can unbolt these things whenever I want and take the shackle off. We agree on that. This plate stays behind, so do the nuts. This plate here has been welded on the frame on 3 sides. One side up here obviously, you can't draw it the way you want to see it. And then on the other side of the frame rail, you got the side of the frame rail that comes this way. There's a stiffening plate in it that comes this way. There's another plate that comes this way. Then the new plate goes underneath it. And they're actually bolted together in 2 places. So the front of this is welded, which is here. Down the side is welded, which is here. The back side is welded, which is here. And then the side of this that I can't show you is the side that's bolted. Now, more than strong enough. Like I said, the plate we added to the car is 1/4 inch. Okay? But what I want to do is, and this is just for safety, it's actually shouldn't add any strength whatsoever. There's the frame rail. For argument's sake, this is crude, but there's the plate hooked to it. The frame rail's been opened up so the nuts slip inside, which are welded to this plate. We agreed on all that. We agreed on all the welding or whatever it is. But I want to come up the center of one of them, plate it, and nut it. Now, basically what it's going to entail is, okay, first of all, you got to drill this hole. But this bolt here is going to be a grade 8 bolt. It's going to be longer. So when you tighten it, it's still going to tighten this plate to this. Then it's going to come up and it's going to be a plate with a nut. So you're not actually relying on this nut to clamp this, or the frame would start to collapse and it could do all sorts of things. That's actually just a safety that I've been wanting to put into the car. I don't think I have access to both of them. If I do, I'm going to do both of them. Doesn't really matter to me. I just wanted to be able to put a plate across the top of the frame, nice, you know, to the shape of the frame, whatever it is, and be able to tighten this up after these two are tightened together. So, like I said, I'm not relying on clamping this plate to this plate, trying to squish my frame, because that would just allow this plate to just slide back and forth. So it's more of, if any of this ever fails, we're through the frame rail. That's all it is. Whether it's needed, not needed, doesn't matter. Should be neat, should be pretty easy. Should look good to the eye, but you should really don't see it. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think the radiator is like there, so it's right in front of the radiator. Man, it's hard to draw looking through the viewfinder. So that's my goal on that. That shouldn't take long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get another one of these bolts in a cheap grade, a no grade Home Depot bolt, not even a grade 5. And what I'm going to do is, whatever. There's the head of the bolt. There's the threads on the other side. I'm going to center it and drill straight through it. So if there's the bolt, it's going to have a drill hole straight through the center of it. And then I'm going to come up through the bottom and drill straight through my pilot hole, so I know right where the center is. Then I'll open up the hole on the top and do what I have to do accordingly. So, and then I'm obviously not going to use that bolt. Now we'll replace this one with a grade 8. And that's it. So that's the big thing I want to do on the front end. So to me, to unbolt the front, unbolt this, unbolt my rear bolts, and just have the front end just dangling in my way there, with my steering bolt is just a Heim joint with a 5/8 bolt to it. I don't even have to beat anything apart. That's off. And then it's just the like GM style calipers with the pins. So I can unbolt the calipers, hang the calipers, up on the frame rail up there, and that's it, and roll the front end out. So there are some things I want to detail on it. Like I said, they're square, but the bolts that hold my leaf spring to the front end, these I want to replace. They just got a little bit of surface rust on them, and if I'm going to clean everything up, I might as well replace them. I wanted to do that last year. I had those bent up, not a big deal. I run a couple exits away from where I live, and the guy does them at a spring place. And they're always exact. I've used them for every U-bolt I've ever had, any of my cars that I've modified. They do it however you want. No questions asked. You just can't return them. So just make sure when you leave, they're what you wanted. That's all I got to say. So that's what's next. This is the stuff I enjoy. I enjoy mechanical stuff. I'm sick of the body shit. So we can finally get these in there. I don't know what these things are coated with, some kind of black oxide or something. But I am going to clean them, scuff them, and put a little, whoops, I'm not even on the screen, a little clear coat on them. Satin clear coat. Satin clear coat on everything. Slows everything down. I don't really get moisture in the garage. Nothing here rusts. And I could have bare metal here forever. It doesn't rust.